How's everybody doing? This is Chuck from Mining with Uncle Chuck. Our bay doors open. We have a delivery, another miner, and our UPS guy is dropped it off and sped away again. Man, I tell you, these guys, man, they just drop stuff off and leave it at the damn ass door. Anyway, as you can see, we have got another new miner, something that I ordered about a month ago directly from China. So let's crack this thing and find out what's inside. Push these things out of the way for a minute here. I'm moving some things around. All right, so I've got a new miner here in the box. It's obviously an Antminer with a hex inside. We're gonna crack it momentarily, but I was out of power cables, so we just got these in. These are C13 to C14s. Obviously, because this is an Antminer, that's what's needed. 2 of these for each. Where did I pick these up? These lovely lime green cables. I got these from Infinite Cable. That's where I usually buy most of our stuff, and I have nothing to do with them, but again, price-wise, they're decent, so we get most of our things here. So what do we have in here? Well, let's crack this thing. We're just gonna expedite it, so let's get it open. So we have the latest batch of the Antminer HS3. So this is obviously an ASIC miner. What the heck does this thing mine? It mines a cryptocurrency called Handshake. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute here, but basic specs on the machine, approximately 9 terahash, they say, and power consumption around 2,079 watts. Algorithm, what algorithm does it use to mine? It uses the Blake 2B and SHA-3 algorithm. So most of these Antminers look very similar. Obviously, some of them stick out a little bit more at the back. As an example, here's an Antminer L7. So as you can see, the back end doesn't quite stick out as much as the HS3, but let's get this thing hooked up. We'll get these power cables plugged into it and connected to the internet and to a mining pool. Okay, we've got our Ethernet connection into our new HS3 miner, as well as our 2 C13 to C14 power cables and plugged into our PDU. Lastly, we just need to get this thing connected to a mining pool and up in mining. So we'll head over to our computer now and get that done. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and logged into the dashboard of the miner. Now, if you don't know how to do that, I've done a number of videos on this that I've gone into a little bit more depth. But for today, I'm just going to touch on it very briefly. We're just looking at basic specs here. So hash rate. Now, posted specs on this miner supposed to be around 9 terahash. So we're kind of a little bit up and down. I've had this thing up and mining for a few days so that we could realistically look at our probability with this thing. And so we're sitting at about 9.2 terahash as far as average total hash rate. Real time, a little under that. But it's been kind of up and down, but right in the ballpark where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to head over to CoinMarketCap, and we're just going to take a look at kind of where we're at today's price with Handshake. So as it stands today, we're about 37 cents, and we're up about 13.23% over the last 24 hours. As most of you know, we've seen a lot of movement with crypto in general in the last few days. Anyway, I'm over here at Cointelegraph, and they've got some information on Handshake. I'm only going to touch on this briefly, so do your own deep dive if you're more interested. I want to start by saying this: Handshake may not be one of those projects that you jump up and down for joy and get excited about and say, I can really sink my teeth into this, but maybe you do. We are on the verge of the implementation of Web 3.0, and the way we interact with the internet as we know it, from the way we purchase things to do business, some of the biggest changes since the whole .com revolution are just around the corner. So what is Handshake? Well, Handshake is a decentralized, permissionless naming protocol that allows for peer-to-peer communication and provides an accessible alternative to centrally managed domain names such as .coms, country code domains, and other generic domains. I mean, that's a mouthful and a half. Handshake hopes to change the system and provide alternative Handshake top-level domains that are much more efficient, affordable, and secure. So it's secure with Web 3.0. The goal is to be able to use blockchain technology to allow Handshake domains to bypass the current ICANN overseen system and help build a more decentralized domain landscape online. You know, again, it may not be one of those things that you are really excited about, but I think there's definitely a major future for Handshake. So what am I looking at here? Obviously, it's a countdown. 6 days, 23 hours, plus 4 minutes, 36 seconds. It says Handshake Halving countdown. What does this mean? Well, Handshake, like other proof of work cryptocurrencies, their block rewards have about every 170,000 block. So in layman's terms, what does that mean? If you are a miner and you're mining Handshake or Bitcoin or Litecoin, and Litecoin's halving is coming up in August of this year, it means that miner rewards are going to be cut in half. So as an example, it says the current hash rate block reward is 2,000 HNS. After halving, the block reward will be halved from 2,000 HNS to 1,000 HNS. So maybe not the best time to buy a Handshake miner. I knew that when I was purchasing this, but you know what? We also could take a look at history. A lot of times when a cryptocurrency halves, the price of the coin or the token goes up. So it kind of offsets the whole miner rewards cut in half. Now that's not necessarily what's going to happen, but we do look at history and this does happen. So one of the last things, as I said, I've done this video over a couple of days so we can take a look at profitability. I'm gonna head over to my mining pool and we'll take a look at that. Okay, I've already gone ahead and I have logged into my mining pool, which is via BTC. So this is actually a mining pool I've been mining with over the last couple of months or so, and we're mining BTC, LTC, Dash, and a couple other things as well too. And I've really been impressed. Rock solid, profitability's great, and the feature set, they've got some things in here that I use regularly that other pools don't. Check it out, let me know what you think. So anyway, click on pools at the top, and I'm already here at HNS, and we are looking at our hash rate, about 8.56 terahash, so really close to that 9 terahash, which is the posted spec on this miner. We're gonna click to the top to earnings. And as I mentioned, I've had this up in mining most of the week so that we could take a really good look at profitability. So we'll look at the last few days. So as you can see, 4.66, 4.73, 75, 38. So it's kind of been, all very, very close. So let's do this. Let's just copy the last payout. And we all head on over to CoinMarketCap and we'll use their cryptocurrency converter. We'll use the drop-down menu, make sure Handshake's in there, and we will paste it in. And they are coming up with $15.62. Now, keep in mind, this is total revenue and you have to minus your electrical costs. So we'll take a quick look over at ASIC miner value and see what they're telling us. So they're telling us about $1332 overall income minus electrical of $599 and about $723 profit. So as you can see, I'm above that rate now. So it's been pretty good. So what do I think about this new Handshake miner overall? Well, so far it's been fairly solid, but if you're thinking about buying one of these things, keep in mind that whole Handshake halving is coming. So I would probably wait another 5 or 6 days and find out what happens there. And I know there's no availability, but I'm sure knowing Bitmain, they will do another run of these things. So keep your eye out, do your homework, and before you make a decision in jumping in and buying one of these things. Anyway, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I am going to be back with you soon. Peace out.